Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is another day, another episode of Now Trending, I guess you could call it. I still don't quite know what I'm calling these in general. They're just live streams. They're just a moment for me to get out here, maybe express some opinions, give some insight, give some feedback, and overall just start my morning motivated and motivating you guys, somebody, one person, all of you, just motivating people in general. I want to thank you for watching another live stream with me. We had a live stream last night. It went really, really well. It was photography based, where this one, these are not photography based. These are small business, entrepreneur, and I guess photography business based, but more general photography knowledge for all of you, for the masses, for the people who follow me who aren't photographers, for the people who watch. Now, I am live streaming this on multiple platforms right now. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Whatever you're watching me on, thank you. If you're listening to the replay in a podcast form, thanks for listening. My main goal is to get people over to my YouTube channel. If you could just go over to my YouTube, youtube.com/Josh Russell, hit that subscribe button. I'm not going to wash you away with a bunch of, hints and reminders to go follow me. That's the only one I'm doing. So if you could, that'd be awesome. Trying to boost those numbers, because the more people that I can get seeing the content, seeing the lives, especially over on YouTube, the better these do. So thank you. The episode today, what I want to talk about today is I want to talk about how branding isn't just a logo, but it's actually your legacy. And what many people don't realize when they're starting a small business and they're starting a brand in general is that just slapping a logo on a business card and calling yourself a brand doesn't make you a brand. There's so much more that goes into it in 2025 and beyond, and even previous years as of recent. A brand is what people they say about you when you're not in the room, and that's the important part about this. Is a brand isn't just your logo. A brand isn't just your website. A brand is everything that encapsulates you as a business. It is the way people see you. It is the way you present yourself. And I did a video just last week on my YouTube channel about this, but it's the way that you present yourself. It's the person that you are when you're in public, the person you are when you're in private, because that stuff gets out too. So it's the feeling that somebody gets from you. It's not just your logo. It's not just a business card being handed out. It's not just an ad on Facebook or an ad on whatever social media. It is everything that revolves around your business. It is honestly everything that revolves around you. You as a small business owner, as an entrepreneur, as a startup venturist, you're your brand. You are the person. You are the CEO, the marketer, the director, the social media content creator, the everything. Because when it comes to small business, you probably when you're first starting out don't have the money or the knowledge or the know-how in general to hire people. Now, some of you might, understandable. Most of you don't. I know I didn't. I still sometimes struggle to figure out how and where to hire somebody. Now, with that being said, and not going off on a crazy tangent, hire people as soon as you can. The less that you as the business owner can do, the more that you can diversify where your expertise goes. Let me grab a drink of water here quick. So your brand is the story that you tell, the story that people tell when you're not in the room, when you're not around. This is who you are. It's not Josh Russell, the guy with the JR logo. Now, that is part of the brand. Of course, I have it literally everywhere. But it's Josh Russell, the person who is always energetic, the person who is proud and ready to tell you about his business at any point. It's more than just the stuff on paper. And that's I know that like we're in a digital world where there's not a lot of paper, but you know what I mean. Like it's a lot more than just just what you can see, but it's the whole persona of yourself. Your business isn't about what you sell, it's about why people should care. That's your brand. Your brand is the why that people should know who you are, the why that people should want to work with you, should want to book you, should want to give you their money. It's not what you do as much as how you do it and how you present it and the professionalism based around it. I try to be professional at all times. And now I know that like there's still a personal life and all of that, but for the most part, I try to be professional 99% of my life because it's really important to always show positiveness in your life. Because if you're out there and you're showing negativity around your business or even negativity around your personal life, that is going to directly connect with your business. Because if you're out there saying, well, I'm broke, I can't afford this, my car's broke down, I need help with this, I'm late on bills, things like this, people are going to look at that and be like, well, if he can't manage his personal life, how is he going to manage a business? And that's very important to show that you can handle yourself. And yeah, like I have struggles, I have problems, we all have issues. The economy is screwed right now. So yeah, we're all behind on bills. We're all managing money as best as we can. But the thing is nobody needs to know that. Nobody needs to know that you may be struggling from time to time because that directly reflects on your business. The decisions that you make in your personal life directly reflect your business. And it's very important to remember that when you're building a brand, you have to build it around every part of your life. If you're going out to the bar every night and you're getting just shit-faced wasted and you're spending times with these people, like going back to yesterday's episode, these people who are negative, these people who have no real end goal in life, that's who you're going to become. But the worst part is that's who you're representing your brand by too. Think about this, and I've seen this happen before. Let's say you're out, you own a business, right? Let's say you own, I don't know, a landscaping business. Okay, let's say you own a landscaping business, small business, you mow lawns, whatever. And I'm gonna take this off. It's rattling quite a bit. So let's say you're out at the bar, you've had some drinks, you are getting pretty toasted, and you run into a client. And this client, yes, they shouldn't talk to you about business, but they're going to because that's what happens. And they're going to start talking about the lawn that they need mowed. You're drunk and you represent your business very terribly because you're either swearing a lot or sloppy drunk and slurring, or you're making promises that you're probably not going to follow up on when you're sober. This is going to directly reflect your business. This is going to directly reflect your brand because this person, they also might be drunk too, but they're going to remember the conversation. They're going to remember what happened. And then if you don't follow up on this stuff or you give yourself a negative outlook, you've potentially lost this client. You've potentially lost money. So your brand is very important when it's based around small business because, like I said, it is you. You have to represent your brand, your business at all times. You have to put forward a good foot. And more importantly, nobody remembers a pretty logo. I mean, yeah, your logo might be incredible. You might have paid a lot of money for your logo. You might have paid a lot of money invested in your website. You might have gotten really cool business cards. You might have gotten all this stuff. But for the most part, that doesn't matter. More importantly, they're going to remember how you made them feel. How you made them feel in a meeting, how you made them feel when you're working with them, how you made them feel afterwards, how you made them feel in personal life if you run into the person or you're friends with them on Facebook or anything of the matter like that. This is the stuff that matters to people. So don't worry as much about your logo. Now, with that being said, like, definitely take time, get a professional logo, invest in that properly, but don't spend as much time as you think worrying about those things. Spend more time focusing on presenting your business, your brand, and how you can do that. It's one of those things where it comes back to content creation, of course. I want you creating content, but it comes back to the passion for the business. If you are truly passionate about what you are trying to do, if you're truly passionate about your business and your brand, there should be no problem cutting out this negative stuff, cutting out these personal quips that are going online and being shown, and really putting faith in your business and supporting it by getting out there and really talking about your business and really being proud and showing how positive you can be as a person. Because if your message based around your business is weak, then your work doesn't matter. Your marketing is not working. If your message is weak, if your message is not out there, if you're not proud of your business, if you're not proud to tell everybody and their mom about your business, then your marketing sucks. It doesn't matter how much money you spent on a logo, how much money you put into a website, how much money you put into Facebook marketing. All of that shit doesn't matter if you're not really, really sending a message about who you are, what you do. Uh-oh. I'm working on it. 1 second, guys. My apologies. I think we're back. I think we're good. My apologies. I don't know what happened. Literally, my camera just shut off. But we're good to go. And it sucks because like it totally just derailed everything that I was thinking. But your message, if your message is weak, your marketing won't work. Remember that. Think about that. That you need to present yourself at all times. And I've been saying this for years and years and years. I was saying this back when I was still touring and doing hip hop. Now, with that being said, I was getting really drunk a lot and still representing my brand poorly. But at the same time, I knew that I was doing that. I knew that I was train wrecking myself by doing this. I know that it's really important because branding, it's about looking good at all times. It's about being positive at all times. Now, with that being said, it's not just about looking good. It's also about building trust. The things that you do as a business also have to be positive. It has to be a positive interaction and a positive experience for your business. That's how you build trust, is by not only presenting yourself, but presenting satisfactory work. And honestly, above satisfactory work. It's one of those things where you under promise and over deliver at all times, anytime you can. Because if people don't connect with your brand, they'll go with a cheaper option every time. Because especially from my perspective as a photographer, and I know this is the same with you know, like I said, landscapers or event planners or really anybody, clothing boutiques, hair salons. The reason that people are willing to spend more money is because of a personal connection with that brand. It's Jim said it's his fault that the stream went down. I don't think it is. Maybe. I'm not going to blame anybody. I'm not going to point fingers. But the thing is people are willing to spend more money if they connect with a person, with a brand, with a business. And it doesn't even have to be like a single person. Like you might be a small business owner, but you have 10 employees, 15 employees. I don't know at what point where you're no longer a small business, but I would consider honestly, probably under 50 employees, a small business, maybe even under 100. But the point is like they're connecting with this business, with this brand, and they're going to be willing to spend a little bit more money. As a photographer, yes, I'm without like sounding cocky or tooting my own horn. My work is a little bit better than a lot of people in the area, but that's not why people want to book me all the time. The fact that people want to book me because of my personality, because of the way that I present myself, because of the experience they get with me, that's what's important. That's what is getting me bookings. With the coaching, with the classes, I teach in a different style. When I go to conferences, when I go to workshops, my classes sell out. When I do workshops up here, they sell out in a matter of a week from them going live. The reason is because of the experience the person gets with me. They connect with me. They get that I am real. I'm not going to sugarcoat and bullshit anything. I'm going to tell you if your stuff sucks, but I'm going to tell you why and how to fix it. And that's what people connect with is my brand, me as a brand. When I'm doing this stuff, and I guess I should have this up here too. That should be on the bottom. Sorry. I'm still doing this by myself, guys. I don't have somebody running this for me. These lives are all me. But if you want to book a free one-on-one with me, the link is down below right here. Coaching session. You can scan the QR right here. But what I'm saying is, if you want to make money, to be successful, your brand has to be spot on at all times. Everything you do, the experience, the look, the way you present yourself, the way you present your business, the reason that your business is different than everyone else and why they should book you is based around your brand. It's based around the brand you're creating. And your brand doesn't have to be Mom and Pop's flower shop. The brand can be Betty, who owns Mom and Pop's flower shop, which is a really good name for a flower shop. It's got to be taken, though. It's just too good. The thing is your brand doesn't have to be your business. Those could be two honestly separate entities. Your business could be the flower shop, but your brand is Betty. Because Betty might want to go out and do something else. Thanks, Faith. Your brand could be you, because you might want to branch out and not only be doing Betty's flower shop, but you also might want to be teaching Betty's gardening on YouTube. So you're creating another brand over here. Your brand could be you. It doesn't have to be your business. Now, in the general rule of things, yes, your brand is going to be your business name, your entity as far as that, but it doesn't have to be. So let's build a brand that people love. Let's create an action plan, okay? So the first step that you need to do is you need to define your brand story. And what I mean by that is, and I have it written down here, so I'm going to read it. So what's your mission? What's the problem you solve? And why should people care? Those are the things that are important when you're building a brand. What's your mission? What do you want to do with your business? Do you want to provide top quality wheels and tires to every lowrider car in the nation? Or do you want to provide service to your local car community? These are things. This is your mission. Are you trying to be broad spectrum, or are you trying to be local? If you're localized, building a brand is a lot easier. If you're national, if you're worldwide, it gets tough. What's the problem that you solve? Selling wheels and tires, or helping the car community in your area with regular tune-ups and fix-its and things like that? And why should people care? Why should people care? Why should people want to pay you? Why should they want to book you over the 7 other car shops in your town? This is the third one. Why should people care is the most important one, because that's where you're going to build that personal connection with someone. In today's age, and with so much short form content and businesses popping up in every aspect of life. I mean, people are making millions of dollars dancing in lingerie on TikTok, and people are buying through their affiliate marketing and all that stuff. But honestly, they're building a brand. They're building a brand based around their persona. And why do people care? Because one, they might be attractive people and attraction sells, but they might connect with this person's attitude, the way they present themselves. This personal connection, especially in the photography industry that I'm in, the videography and the coaching, is super important, because you need to make a physical connection with someone in order for them to want to trust you in intimate moments of their life, like weddings or like a portrait session or a headshot that they're going to use over all sorts of different outlets. You have to not only provide good service, like as far as your delivered materials or your product or your service itself, but the overall experience has to match that or be more. It has to be, it has to be very important to build something that somebody can connect to. A lot of times when somebody is talking about me from, let's say, a previous workshop or a previous conference, and I'm like, hey, you took my class last year. What did you like about it? And almost every single person that I've ever asked this over 6 years of teaching and conferences now is, I like the way that you taught individually and you didn't bullshit anything. You didn't try to fake anything. You were real. And I like the way that you personally tried to connect with every person in your class. Now, what's the common thing that they said in all of that? You. I like the way that you, because I'm connecting with this person. I'm connecting with them. I'm making them realize that I am a normal, real person, that they could one day become a successful photographer, a better photographer, a successful business person, whatever it might be. The thing is they're connecting with me. It's not, well, I like the fact that I got better photos. I like the fact that I learned how to use this product. I like the fact that we walked around and saw new areas. It's always, the answer is always, I like the way that you did this in your class. I've taken other classes and the other teachers don't do the things that you do. I've taken other classes and they're just worried about selling their course, not about teaching me. You actually taught me something. I'm making these personal connections by just being genuine, by just being me and providing a service based around me as a brand. I am a brand. Josh Russell is a brand. I live that brand all day, pretty much every day. So that's important. Why should people care? What is my mission? My mission is to help as many photographers as I can by being my genuine self. What's the problem I solve? I solve one of the main things that I don't even really do or talk about is confidence building in my classes. There are people that come into these photography classes that don't, they don't have the confidence to really push themselves to a next limit, to a next level. I subconsciously do that in my classes. I'm always trying to push somebody to do something more than just be okay with what they're doing. It's very important to me that they reach that next level. Even in the hour and a half, 2 hours that we're together, I want you to leave like, I did something that I never thought I could do. This is super freaking important to me. And why should people care? Because I care. Because I show that I care. I represent my brand and I show that I care to help people. The next thing you need to do is you need to tell your story so well that people feel like they've known you before they even buy. This is super important to me. This is why I give out so much free knowledge. This is why I give out free downloads, free classes, free webinars. I'm always putting out YouTube content, shorts, vertical video. I want somebody to know me and understand mostly who I am before they buy, before they do anything, before they purchase a photography session, before they book me for one-on-one coaching, the online course, whatever it is. You need to make people feel like they know you before they even know you. And I say this all the time to everybody, to every class, to every workshop I've ever done, when I go mentor at high schools. When you're building a brand, you need to present yourself before you even meet the person, because people are looking people up nowadays. I just had a meeting the other day, and she searched up photography. And by the way, Faith, if you're still in here, you help me book another session. But she searched up photography in Wizarding World and in Universal on YouTube or on Facebook, and my pictures came up. Some of my pictures came up in the search results. She's like, I really liked your photos, but the very next day I was on YouTube, I was scrolling YouTube, and one of your shorts literally came up on my FYP about how you edit photos. She's like, it was uncanny, the fact that they were a day apart. It came up. She's not a photographer. It was just maybe some algorithm thing or something. But my shorts came up. She's like, so I watched it, and then I ended up going down a rabbit hole of watching you edit photos. She's like, I know nothing about editing photos. I know nothing about photography, but the amount of work that you put into stuff made me know that I needed to book you before I even took a meeting. That's brand recognition. I'm putting all this content out, and this is, and when I do the session, I'm definitely going to have her do like some type of testimonial for me, because this is super important information for the people who are watching this and people who are not understanding the content creation. And I preach this and drill this in people that they need to be putting out content, because I did Faith and Harry's photo shoot 2 years ago, actually like 2 years ago right now, right? 2 years ago. And she just saw my content again, like 3 days ago. So this is super important that you're putting out content, because it literally lives forever. It can live for as long as these platforms are around, and you can continue to get work for it. So the more content you put out, the better. No, this is not a content strategy situation, but it's important. You need to identify your ideal audience and speak their language. This is important too. Who do you serve? What do they struggle with? And how do they describe their problem? So, who do you serve? Do you serve teens? Do you serve adults in their 50s plus? Do you serve the general public? Who do you serve? My goal, now I try to help everybody. I try to help all photographers. I try to help literally everybody. But my goal is to help photographers, small business owners that are maybe struggling with learning traditional ways, or like me, who when I was in my teens, I didn't give a shit about school. I didn't care about high school. I was doing stupid stuff, and I felt like I was wasting my life. When I was in my early 20s, I thought by the time I turned 30, I would either be in jail or dead. Neither of which happened. Actually, the exact opposite, run a super successful photography business. But the thing is that's my goal. My goal is to either help the people who are on that pivotal moment where they're trying to figure out what they want to do with their life, or the ones that feel like they've already wasted their life. Those are my two goals. That's my coaching. My photography business is to work with sports and headshots and fashion photography. Those are the clients that I'm working with as far as photography goes. So that's a different story. I have two different brands, but for the general right now, the people who I'm working with are the ones who feel like they've either wasted their time, don't know where to start at age 40 or plus, or even in the mid 30s, or the ones who are really young, who are trying to decide which way to go. Now, I resonate more with the people who are in their 40s, I'd say mid to late 30s to 35 to 45 area, as far as that goes, because these people feel like that they've either wasted most of their life, or they worked 9 to 5 forever and now they're ready to go, something like that. So I figured out who it is, what they struggle with. I've already told you, they feel like they've wasted their 9 to 5, or they've wasted their life with a 9 to 5. They want to have some sort of self-reward. And What and what? How do they describe their problem? Their problem is just like I said. They've wasted their life. They want to figure out what to do. They want to figure out where to go from here. Those are the people that I try to help. The best brands, they don't talk about themselves. They talk about their customers. They talk about the people that they've helped. They talk about the people who they're working with. Now, I know as a public speaker, a lot of people connect with personal stories. So, as much as I tell you not to talk about yourself, there's a way to do it that's right, and there's a way to do it that's wrong. If you're just sitting there talking about how successful you are, what you've done, what you're planning on doing, where you're going, what you're buying, what all these moments like that. If you're on Instagram just posting pictures of you all the time, constantly traveling, having fun, all doing all this stuff, like that's cool, but it doesn't help. It doesn't help anything. It doesn't show anything. You're not really doing anything by doing that. Instead, show how you got there. Show the problems that you overcame, the information that you took in that helped you figure out how to get to where you are. This is a lot better than trying to just go out there and say, oh, I'm doing this. I'm this successful. I've done this. Instead, say why. Because these whys, that's what people connect to. The whys are what people resonate with. Like, oh, damn, Josh was doing hip hop. Josh was a touring hip hop artist. Man, I did some music back in the day. I understand. I understand the struggles. And I hear that a lot. It's like, man, I was in a record label too, or I was with a record label too, and they didn't do shit for me. I had to figure it all out. I understand where you're coming from. Or yeah, in high school, I didn't pay attention much either. It just wasn't for me. I felt like there was something else that was more important, and I feel your story. So like these stories, these personal connections, this is what builds your brand. These personal connections build your brand more than any money that you can spend on marketing. You have to be able to show up consistently too. Branding is about reputation. Branding is about being out there. If you look at it like Nike and Apple and Starbucks, they repeat the same message over and over. I do the same thing. As a brand, as a business, I do the exact same thing. I am out there. I am talking about, uh, I was homeless at 15. I got a felony. I was a touring hip hop artist. I learned to shoot my own photography. I learned to shoot my own music videos. And then I went and became a photographer from there, transitioned through a couple businesses that I helped. I tell this story over and over and over and over again. For many years, I didn't. For many years, I kept my past separate. My music career never talked about. My troubled teen years never talked about because I thought it was actually going to hurt my business. When I started talking about this stuff, it did the exact opposite. It actually skyrocketed my business. When I let people know who I was and why I do it and why I'm motivated. Why I do this is the fact that I want you to realize that it doesn't have to always be the way that you thought it was going to be. This negative outlook on things. It's bullshit. It doesn't need to be. And that your brand isn't what you say. It's what you prove over time. It's what you prove as you're working. It's as you grow. That's what your brand is. It's not about what you say. It's not really how you say it, but the proof behind it. I had a rough upbringing. I had a rough life. I had a rough time. I struggled a lot. I've been poor more of my life than I haven't been. But I've overcame that, and I'm at a place where, yeah, bills still pile up, and I get behind, and we all have those struggles. I have those struggles, but it's the overcoming and showing that you, not me, not showing that I can be successful, showing that you can be successful by taking my experiences and adapting them to yourself, adapting them to your own struggles, downfalls, issues, personal holdbacks, overcoming that stuff. That's where it really helps people like you. So we need to figure out what our brand to our call to action is here. What are we going to do? What's our game plan? I want you to figure out how to make your brand stick. How do you get it to stick in somebody's mind, who you are, what you do, and why they should care. I see people commenting in here. I see people watching. I get messages on Instagram and stuff later. And I want to follow up with you guys. I want you to tag me on Instagram in a short, or Instagram reel. Tag me in an Instagram reel explaining your brand. It doesn't have to be well polished. It can literally just be you in front of your phone talking like, hey, I'm Josh. I'm a portrait photographer. I just wanted to welcome you to my Instagram page. Thank you so much for checking it out. That's it. Maybe go into a little bit about who your brand is, why you're doing it. I'm Josh. I'm a professional photographer, but I'm also a personal coach. My life has been pretty rough, and I know a lot of you can relate to that. So why don't you go ahead, hit follow. Maybe my story will help your story. Like that. That's it. That's all you have to do. But you need to repeat that. You need to continue on with that. So you do episode 1. You do episode 1, which was what I just showed you. Continue doing episode 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 700. All the way. Just keep going. Little tidbits about your business, what you're doing behind the scenes, all of this stuff. This is the stuff that builds your brand. This is the stuff that makes people feel like they can connect to you. These moments, these things that might mean nothing to you, and you feel like, well, why the hell do I even need to do it? Nobody's going to watch this. Nobody's going to care. Why should I be putting videos out? Why should I be putting content out like this? Why should I show people my behind the scenes? Because people want to see that before they book you. They're going out, they're YouTube searching you, they're Facebook searching you, they're looking at your Instagram, they're looking at who you are on LinkedIn. These people that potentially are going to give you a little bit of money, a lot of money, whatever it is, they're looking at who you are. They're looking for you before they even meet you, before they even come into your office, before they even meet you at a coffee shop. They want to know who you are. They want to know what you're about. So put it out there. Because if you don't, somebody else is going to, and it might not be in the best light. So represent yourself and always be positive and always show the social proof, the proof of your business being the right option. Give them something to connect with on a personal level and then charge them. I know that sounds like kind of shady, but it's really not. Like, you're running a business. So you have to, at the end goal is the monetary investment exchange. But you want to build that personal connection. Every single person that pays me to do coaching, to do anything, classes, workshops, I also genuinely consider them a friend or an acquaintance, like somebody that I recognize. I know it's not just give me your money and you're gone. Give me your money, let me help you, and then you're gone. There are companies that I did headshots for years ago, like even when I was doing part-time, this like as a side hustle, that I still talk to. These people, these HR, these art buyers, these people, I still talk to them because I've built personal connections with them. And with that personal connection also comes the fact that they're going to want to continue to give me their business. Because I've built a personal connection, they're going to want to continue to do business with me. I just wanted to say it again so you hear me. Personal connections are everything nowadays. And it doesn't even have to be you out literally shaking someone's hand. People can personally connect with someone without ever even coming face to face with them through social media, through online content. It's why I keep preaching how everybody needs to be making online content, myself included. You've seen an uptick in all of my stuff, but it's very, very important. If this is something that you still feel like you're going to struggle with, if you still feel like that it's just something that you can't grasp, reach out to me and book a one-on-one. And I will sit down. It's a 30-minute. I do 5 a week for free. You can go on the link right here. or scan this QR code, and it will take you to my Calendly. I schedule 5 a week. That's it. After 5, there is availability, but they're not free. So I'm only doing 5 per week. And that actually will go down to a lower amount. But what we can do is we can sit down, we can talk about your business. It doesn't have to be photography. It can be whatever your business is. And I'll try to help you come up with a brand strategy. If you need to go further than that, I do offer one-on-one coaching, continued coaching, consulting, things like that. But I'd love to at least jump on a half an hour call with you, try to figure out what your business is, what you're doing, and where you need to go with it, and my thoughts about it. If I can't help you, you didn't waste any money, you didn't waste any time, but I genuinely feel like I'm confident enough where I can help you figure out what you need to do to make your business succeed. It's probably going to be based somewhere around content creation. So the Calendly link is in there. If you want to figure out how to do this a little bit deeper, go ahead and click the link. And this basically, like I said, it's just all about branding. What do we got over here? Thanks for the suggestion. I'm going to add that to my page for the reel. Tag me in it, man. G. Presley, tag me in it. I want to see that. I want to see it. So tomorrow's episode, we got another one coming. Like I said, I am trying my best to continue this, to make this content for you in the morning. I know people are sitting around not doing anything. So I'm going to do them every morning, 9 a.m. Eastern time, 8 a.m. Central, 45 minutes to an hour, sometimes a little shorter, sometimes a little longer. Tomorrow's episode is going to be a doozy. Social media isn't optional. It's oxygen. It is the way that your business breathes. It doesn't have to be photography. Remember, if you have a small business owner or an entrepreneur who's trying to figure out how to start, how to grow, how to become successful and become a good brand, send them my way. Send them to this. Tell them, hey, Now Trending is going on every morning. This guy, Josh, is pretty cool. Otherwise, like I said, if you want to set up a one-on-one, links right here. We can get together and we can talk. Other than that, hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. I hope these morning discussions really motivate you, really get you going in the morning, because I sit when I'm at the gym every morning, I sit and listen to people do this. I sit and listen to Gary Vee. I sit and listen to all these Alex Hormozy and these people who are doing these type, and they motivate me. I don't listen to music when I'm in the gym. I don't listen to music when I'm driving. I listen to people who are like me. I mean, they're definitely on a way bigger spectrum than me, but like that also goes back to our discussion yesterday, is surround yourself by the people who you want to become. And that's what I do. I listen to these people who are doing great things to help other people. And that's what I want to do, is I want to be great helping you. So I will talk to you guys later. Go forth with the information that I've given you and be successful. Be great today. Love today and present your business in a great light. I'll see you tomorrow.